Okay, hello everyone. So today we got a Suhr copy strat coming in for a pro setup. Other than that, also fret leveling. There's a few other issues that I need to address as well. So I will give you an update later on in the video. It's gonna be a very long video. So stay tuned. I see you at the end. Bye.
Drop that. Drop that. Hey, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah.
Okay, hello everyone. So today I have Suhr copy, strat copy. So it comes in with a few issues. Number one is that the tremolo, when you play, it will create this chinking kind of sound, like it's stuck. So it's not floating properly. So what I discovered is at the behind this part here, it's actually undercut. So it needs to have a bit more clearance. So actually I shave down and chisel a bit to clear the pocket itself. If let's say you have this kind of issues, there's two ways about doing it: is to route or to cut to actually clear the block. The block looks like this. This one is just an example. Okay, so if let's say the wood is hitting or grinding at the side here, sometimes you can feel that is restricting its movement from this side. There's two ways to do this. Number one is cut the wood, but sometimes if it's too close to the edge of this to this bridge, right, then you can actually see the hole. In this case, you can see slightly. I try to keep it as clean as possible, but sometimes you might, if you're not careful, you might overshot. The other way is of course to actually grind the block itself. This one will reduce the mass of the block. Is it so critical? Unless you take more than 10%, of course it will affect the tone. But if it's like maybe 1-2%, it shouldn't be any issue. So there is two ways that you can work on it. Then for this bridge itself, right now, previously it's chinking. Right now it's quite smooth. You cannot hear anything. In fact, you cannot hear any chink. Alright, that one is number one. Number two is for the post itself. I'm not so sure where this bridge came from. Yeah, so for the post, I think someone actually grinded a normal screw to actually fit fit the bridge sizing. So typically for these 2-point bridges, you will have something like this. I don't know if I can, yeah, that's it. Okay, you see that? There's actually like a V cut. Okay, this is where there's a shelf where the bridge actually sits. So this is a cross section. So you can see that it sits there, right, on top, and it will pivot. So this is called a knife edge post. In this case, I don't know where it came from, but definitely someone took a normal screw and regrind to make that knife edge style post. It wasn't very nicely cut. So what I did was actually I regrind the shelving itself and the knife edge. So what I did was I put it inside the screwdriver, I run it, and I put a file upon it to actually recreate that particular groove that is already there. Yeah, for the rest, if let's say you have something like this 2-point tram system, or a Floyd Rose, you need to be a bit more careful of what or when you adjust these two points here. One of the common mistakes that I always see is that when it's under string tension, they will go and turn these two posts. Now what happens is that if let's say you have a knife, right? Imagine that this guy here, this bridge, this edge here is a knife edge. So you take a knife edge and you rub it against metal knife, like a normal cutting knife. You rub it against an edge, especially if it's metal to metal. What happens? This thing will become dull. So if it becomes dull, what happens is that your point of contact becomes wider, and becomes wider, what can happen is that you are not going to get an accurate tuning. Tuning stability might be affected, intonation also might be affected, and that kind of thing. So what I suggest is, if you want to adjust this, let me just put this. If you want to adjust these two posts, what you do is make sure the string is not in tension. So detune a bit or detune all the way, then you adjust. Even if you need to adjust bit by bit, do take care of this process, because this process is rather very important. If you don't want to end up damaging either the bridge or the post, then you need to take note of this. Okay, good. Now the other thing is this: for this bridge, the screw for the adjusting for the height is a bit shallow. What I'm going to do later on, I will actually try and find a taller one that can fit into here, so I can raise the saddle pieces, because the action is 10 inch at the back here, so I need to replicate at the back as well. So that one is one thing. Then the other thing is, of course, I want to quickly run through the next step, which is the fret leveling. Okay, let me just quickly tune. By the way, the strings here are 942 Ernie balls. Okay, still a bit stretching right now. Okay, now for the fret leveling, initially there was bits and pieces. It was here, then there's no fall away, so it's buzzing quite a few bit here. I adjusted, since we are going to do a fret leveling, I already adjusted to the ideal spec that I want, which is relatively straight neck with slight relief, very slight relief, because I want it to be fast action. The client I see also, he wants to play fast, so yeah, that one is one thing. And for the bass side, my aim was 1 mm, but right now it's at 1.25 for the bass side, and for the treble side it's just slightly above 1. So this is pretty fast action, but what I want to do is I just want to show you how it sounds like right now. and later on you see the difference. What I will do is I will flush straight and recrown, and around here what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate a fall away. They call it a fall away. Okay, good. So this is a test. Here I spot on this fret. Two. Three. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12. Down here is pretty much dead. So yeah, but it's very comfortable already down here. What I need to do is I need to recreate that fall away. Okay, another thing is that when I first take a look at the guitar is that I find that the action is already quite low, but of course there's buzzing. Then I take a look at the fret wire, and I saw that this guitar has been worked on before, but I don't know, maybe it's from the luthier. So what I see is that because these are jumbo frets, I can see flat tops. Flat tops is like this. Let me just draw it out for you, that you should have a clearer picture. Let me just shut this up first. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly just draw this. Then okay, now this is the fretboard and this is the fret. When I say flat top, meaning at the top here there is a line, which means when you level the thing, there is a flattened edge. Now if it's the top part here is called the apex. So if let's say I grind away and I do not recrown, what happens is that your intonation might be off. This happens when you do not crown and when the fret wire is too shallow. Personally, I've seen Gibsons also have flat tops and they play fine. So if you are very critical about your intonation work, let's say you want to go for studio work and recording, of course it becomes a bit more critical, but personally for me, I don't find it to be so critical, but it adds to the feel. Some people don't like the feel. Some people like the crown top, the apex to be a bit rounder. So when you play, it glides a bit more and it feels like you're floating. It feels like you're playing a scallop neck if the top or the crown is very high or tall. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, there's more than 20 variations of or 20 dimensions of fret wires, but to be simplified, if I simplify it, it's either narrow or narrow tall, or medium tall, or jumbo or super jumbo, then medium or tall, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of variations. If you see the specs, you can get a bit of a headache, but yeah, this is pretty much what's happening here. I can see a lot of flat tops right around here, meaning from my understanding is that probably the guy wants to recreate a drop, a fall away here, but it is not successful. So that's why you're getting buzzing here and there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate that and see how it clears up. But of course, because the fret wire is already quite low, then there's not a lot of crowning I can do. I can just do my best to actually recreate that crown to get it a bit more rounded. Okay, yeah, so I will get to that and I will update you in a bit. Bye.
Drop that. Drop that. Hey, yeah.
Okay, hello everyone. So today I just did the fret leveling. Okay, there's a bit more that I need to finish up on the higher frets. Pretty much it's cleared out. The neck has a slight relief, very slight. On the 12th fret on the treble side is 1.25. On the bass side is 1.50. Set to float half step up, so E will be F. There's a few other things. Number one is the jack. The jack is crackling, so just let you hear it. That's all. No sound. Sometimes goes. Okay, that one is one thing. Second thing is still need to find the screws for this, so I can bring up the third string a bit more. And then yeah, so I did the fret leveling. Let me just let you listen to the clean. You hear that? It's a tone drop. It's the jack. Oh, there's another dead fret there. So I just need to clean up this section here and okay, that's the one. This is mainly because the third string, the screws is a bit short, so I need to find a longer one to raise it up. Then that should clear that particular note. Okay, but it's almost there. It's like 80% there already. So yeah, let me just bump this up. tremolo seems fine. Let's just crank this up. Sounds good. Okay, so pretty much that's it. Just need to raise this, see if you want to change the jack. Other than that, I will clean up a bit more of the higher frets. Action seems to be fine. It's very comfortable from here to here, but when I want to play from here to here, because the frets is already too low, if I want to level more, then the crowning might be a bit too flat. So yeah. Sounds good. So yeah, the bending sounds great also. I think there's at least an 80% or 90% improvement against the time that when it first came in. Yeah, so I'll finish this up, then I see you at the end. Bye. Okay, so I just finished off with the fret leveling here and replacing the screw. Let's just try it out. A bit more and we are done. Okay, by the way the radius for this is supposed to be 10, so let me just check and see. Okay, yeah, correct, the middle part needs to be a bit higher, so raise it up, and it should clear just nice. Okay, good. A bit more. Even for the middle part here. Let's balance things out and tune up. Good, it's cleared up. Sounds good. Okay, it's all done. I'm gonna clean up the exterior a bit more and close up everything, and we should be done for this guitar. Okay, See you at the end. Bye. Okay, that's all for today. If you need any of my help with any of the guitar or bass work, you can contact me via WhatsApp 84189951. Hope to see you soon. Bye.